Some folk are born made to fly the banners, oh, they're red, white and blue. And when the bard plays hey to the king, oh, they point the trebuchet at ye, Lord. 'Tisn't me, I ain't no nobleman's kin, nay. 'Tisn't me, fortunate I ain't been, nay. Some folk are born silver spoon in hand, oh, don't they help themselves, Lord.
Hello everybody and welcome to another 3BR actual play live stream. Sorry, I just realized how awful our Twitch chat looks. I'm going to have to fix that. Tonight we are doing Unfortunate Sons, a game set in the land of Westeros from Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. Our story is set 5 years before the events of the books and takes place in the Stormlands, which is at the absolute southern edge of the continent. You guys might remember it as the lands of the Baratheons. We'll be following a fledgling mercenary group called the Unfortunate Sons, led by Markas Storm, as he tries to gain enough wealth, power, and honor to earn his own title and lands. We're going to be starting tonight's session specifically with learning who the characters are and how they are connected before getting into the specifics of that. But before I do any of that, I really need to fix that because my brain will stop functioning. Sorry, guys. Hold on a second. That's acceptable, right? Is that legible? All right, that's good enough. That's good enough for me. And if it's not, I'm sure someone will be nice and let me know. So before we get into the characters and who everybody is, let's go ahead and get started with our cast. Up in the top corner, we've got Joe, and let us know a little bit about yourself before we actually start discussing characters.
All right, I am Joe, as Israel said. I grew up in New York. I am 39 years old, going on 40. This is my first show on 3B Radio, and I will be playing Markas Storm. There's no S at the end of it, so it's Storm, not Storms, Israel. And I am the Bastard of Blackhaven.
Right. Next, we got Tom in the... well, you guys are all straight, so Tom, just underneath him.
Hey, I'm Tom. My profession is I do digital events, so I'm in front of a camera like this all day, which thankfully this is fun. Work typically isn't. Also from New York, and I'm the real-life brother of Joe, who's playing Marcus, and I'm playing
Next, we got Leslie.
Hey, I'm Leslie. I'm Floridian, kind of artist, gamer, nerd. I do digital art professionally, do a lot of freelance contracting, so a lot of digital work, gamer based, because that's a goal one day, is to be a game artist. So but yeah, love role playing, mostly playing Dungeons and Dragons, so Warhammer Fantasy system is new to me. But I am really into low fantasy, so this is going to be great.
Right, next we have everybody's favorite Infinity DM and Bandit Babylonian Prince, Julio.
Hey everybody, well you guys know me already more or less. I DM Good Boys on Thursdays and I play as Kasim in the Monday game. And well, I'm originally from Cuba, although I live in Miami, 305 till I die. And I have a very boring office work, which I make up for by hanging out and playing games with my friends on stream and otherwise.
Good. And last but not least, we have Rich.
Hi guys, Rich, living in Tampa. Probably the oldest one here, 54. Been playing games for many years. Enjoy role-playing. And really excited to be part of the 3B Radio. I'll be playing Rolf, a soon-to-be, hoping to be, a maester of sorts. So that's where I'm at. And I got a boring job as well. I'm actually a customer service rep that worked from home for a web-based software company.
The ability to work from home has completely changed my mind about how awful corporations are, thanks to the pandemic. But I absolutely understand that I am ridiculously blessed that my job was nice to me. So, a little bit of background. You guys heard the intro. about what it is that we're doing. The main idea of this story is that Markas has gathered these 4 disseparate souls to assist him in his climb to nobility through the sword and battle. We all know that the most direct way when you play the Game of Thrones is to murder a whole bunch of people and then get killed yourself. So we're going to be using the Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th Edition rules, which is by Cubicle 7, probably one of my favorite RPG companies. They did Heavy Gear back in the day. They've done a whole bunch of other games that I've loved. And then they picked up the Warhammer Fantasy RP license, which is, if not my favorite rule set, at the very least my second. Modifius's 2d20 system, which is what Infinity and Star Trek Adventures uses, is really close there. Part of the interesting part of Warhammer Fantasy is that when you're creating your character, you roll to see who your character was before they became an adventurer, what they did or what their career is. And so before the game, we've rolled up everyone's characters, and that gave us an idea of who they were and how they're going to know each other. So you have Markas, who's playing a prospective knight, a squire. You have Mid, who is an entertainer, specifically a fool. Frag, who is a thief. Roderick, who is a priest. And Rolf, who is a physician. And then we've taken those careers and put them into the world of Westeros and George R.R. Martin's Game of Thrones. So before we get into what the actual story is, we know how Markas and Mid know each other because. But how about Mid? You tell us what you guys planned as your backstory.
Sure. So my character, Mid, is a jester of sorts. His father was a jester, and his mother was also an entertainer, so he comes from a long line of fools. He originally was his father was originally a jester to House Dondarrion, where the story, his sort of origin will take place. Secretly, and somewhat to all will not be so secret eventually, his family is from the east of Old Valeria. His family were Valerians. They left before the Doom, and so they ended up surviving. And his family sort of retreated to the mountains east of Essos and Volantis, where they're sort of looking for a potential avenue to sort of emerge from obscurity and sort of let them know that, hey, we survived. So my father was sent a long time ago to sort of investigate Westeros, find potential trade partners, and report back. So Mid sort of is torn between being sort of away from his homeland, also being an entertainer, and sort of being loyal to the folks around him, as well as sort of his home loyalties. Most specifically, I know Markas. One of my sort of goals in Westeros is to serve the greater good. That doesn't necessarily mean nobility, but it means sort of using the existing system to do so. I've sort of spotted Markas as sort of someone who's looking to seek their own adventure, form their own power in their own house, and I'm sort of chaining my destiny to his in hopes that he does great things for the land of Westeros, and I'm able to assist. I am an entertainer by day, but more of a spy by night, and I use my entertainment skills specifically for that purpose.
So you're like, well, I'm going to get in on the ground floor of this one and see if I can make a difference in the world.
Yeah, and as our story starts, Markas and Mid have already gotten into a few oddities and scrapes. I also know Frag.
I was actually going to jump on that and let Frag talk about how you guys knew each other. I was about to say that it is really interesting at the fact that it just happens that Mid knows Markas, Frag knows Mid, and then we have Roderick and Rolf at the bottom. Chew, that's Ravnos Archon there. We're doing, Warhammer Fantasy 4th Edition, which I know is your absolute favorite because it's all percentile dice based. It's really not. Chewy really likes his D20s and his D6s. So, Frag, we know that you're a street urchin and a thief, and we had been discussing how that is going to connect you to Mid. So how about you let us know?
Well, essentially, I designed Frag to essentially be a scrapper and essentially work for herself, trying to just survive in this sort of cruel world setting. So probably because Mid is such a very observant person as a sort of a spy character. Maybe just noticing her skills in sort of evasion, adaptivity, because in order to survive, one of her biggest skills is just picking up and adapting the different languages and idioms of people. Even though she is not a people person per se, she chameleons really well with them. So, getting herself to work around and scrunch up like meals in any way, shape, or form that she can, and it just chameleoning her way around the villages that she's able to like essentially get herself to. So she's no big name person, no real ties or family that anyone really knows of. Not, I mean, even as secret, non-secret, she really just doesn't have anybody but herself, and works for herself. Tries to be very ambiguous with all sorts of things because she really just disassociates from the people because she's just like she is in absolute disgust probably normally to people, but that's just one way to survive.
So that's Frag. Roderick, I know that we have been discussing all sorts of rumors and tall tales and possibilities, but now I'm putting you on the spot.
Roderick is an old bastard. He's been not literally a bastard, but he's a bit of a unpleasant individual, as most salty priests tend to be. He's from the Iron Islands. He is a priest of the drowned god, and he has lived a very, very pious life. He is a fourth son of House Harlaw, so he has absolutely no connection to lordship, directly. So, and he has never really had any interest because as a child, he encountered a ship that was washed ashore filled with the remains of many Iron Men that died when the ship was becalmed. He was horrified by this as a child of the Iron Islands because he, why would the drowned god not even give them the decency of drowning them at sea, just becalm them and have them starve? That is the most inglorious of deaths. So he picked up a couple of rusty hatchets and he decided that he would pay the iron price for all those that could not. And that's pretty much it. He lived a very pious life from that point onward until he heard some rumors surrounding a young bastard of the Stormlands. And he's here to see what it's all about because he's convinced that since he's getting long in the tooth and up there in years, he needs to make a big impact for the drowned god so that he can be invited to his hall to feast for eternity served by mermaids.
I like it. And then finally we have Rolf, who is the northerner for this one. So go ahead and
yeah, I don't think I know any of you guys. Who are you? So Rolf is of the House Umber. He's definitely not in line for any rulings or anything of that nature. He's the third child. The middle child is his sister, who's actually betrothed to a southerner, and has fallen ill. And I was asked by my father to assist our maester and maybe helping to get her back to a healthy situation. I like to fight. I do like to scrap, but I found that when I was running around with my brother and father, that I had a passion to mending my brother and father when they were jousting or doing things of that nature. So I've taken up the liege of actually becoming a healer of sorts, a physician. So I am under the tutelage of the maester of the last hearth, and that's why I've traveled south.
I like it. So where we're at is you have So I actually know exactly how we're going to get Rolf into this. So just before before we're starting this, which I'm dividing things into chapters and books. So this is the first chapter. The first chapter might take several episodes to get done. But at the start, the prologue to the first chapter is that Markas has been released from service to the knight that he had been squiring to because his father has died and left him an inheritance. And with that inheritance, the knight has suggested that he goes ahead and begins making his own mercenary force, as that is a more direct route to getting the attention of the people who will make him a knight. With that being said, now that he's got the money, I'm going to say that Markas has tasked Mid with going and finding a physician, a maester for this little group. Mid, being a budget-minded and wise 14-year-old, decides that going for a full maester with all those links is not the way to do this. But he's heard rumors of Rolf helping some people who didn't have quite as much money as others. And so we're actually going to open this with the 5 of you in the dining room of Mid's mother's home. Or sorry, the dining room of Mid's mother's home here in Selmy's lands.
Markas.
Sorry, of Markas's mother's home here in Selmy lands, and he has gathered you because he has a letter of recommendation to a tournament that will involve all 5 of you. So I'm going to give Markas the floor as he tries to recruit you guys to his cause.
Alright, so I'm like, Mid, come here, man.
I scoosh on over.
I'm like, when I told you to go out and recruit able bodies for this tournament,
Yeah.
you came back with someone who looks like he's still drowning.
Yeah.
A street urchin.
Right.
And a maester who hasn't been forged his first link.
He's got his first
Hold on,
link.
hold on. Let me
He's
go
got
ahead.
his first link. He's got the medicine link.
Okay.
Hey,
And
hold
a
on.
novice
Let me go
maester
and
that's
correct
barely even forged his first link.
Let me correct you. First off, I brought you back a priest of the drowned god who also is looking to forge his own mighty adventure, who has also heard tale of your drowning during the great storm and seeks to support your efforts in finding your own glory. That's the first person I found.
Are we
Second,
still doing that whole I'm destined because I drowned thing?
shut up. And definitely don't say that in front of him. We don't want him to think that we don't really believe in that type of stuff. He's gonna help us. He's also a 4th removed brother from a 4th removed brother of a noble house. Shh. He's helpful.
Got you.
As for the street urchins, no. This is Frag. Frag is literally the holes in the noble's pockets of Blackhaven. Right? She'll pick any pocket, anytime, any place. Many a times have we recommended and in partner together on a variety of missions.
Wait. You mean it's that Frag? The one that
It's
Joey
that
said.
Frag, right?
Hello.
Not-
yeah,
not-
I'm right here.
Yeah,
Hi
not
there.
Fraggy, not Fraggy.
Uh-huh.
Okay, all right. This is the Frag, all right?
It's the Frag.
And longtime accomplice of Mid.
Gotcha.
And then we have Rolf, who you asked for a medic. The man has a link, and it is the medicine link. Also, he's a trained fighter, which is exactly what we're looking for. Someone who knows the ways of medicine and a trained fighter. He's also of the Umber family. And that carries its own weight. You know, those North folk, unlike these rich, petty, southern, southeastern lords, they actually earn their coin with their fists and their hands and their sensible minds. Super helpful people, right? Very, very resourceful. So these 3 mangy travelers are going to be excellent companions.
What are names anyway? Whatever.
So so I didn't know that Mid was clearly Cuban because I've never seen that much muela on anybody. No.
That was beautiful to watch.
I couldn't even have you roll charm because I've never seen that much shit talking.
It was all true.
That was a fucking yarn. I like it.
Mid then jumps onto the table and does a backflip over Marcus and lands in his seat.
Because he has to.
All right.
That's nuts.
So, now you have the floor after Mid has sold these guys.
It's true. He did, in fact, sell them. All right. Now that you've said your piece, I'm Marcus, as I'm sure most of you know. Unless you wouldn't be sitting here.
I like that Frag is perpetually unimpressed.
I like Frag. She's silly. Yeah. I'm a bastard. I'm sure you'll know that more or less because everyone calls me a fucking bastard. I'm a bastard this, bastard that. He comes with
I'm doing this with the mouths behind his head, like the voices he's talking about.
I notice, and I'm like, would you stop? He always does this. I don't have a lot going for me. I'm not rich. I don't have a house, a title. I barely own a horse. And I'm not talking about Mid here. So if you do fight for me, know that we might seek glory, we might find glory, but it's not going to be an easy road. And it's definitely not going to be the road that you probably would have chosen had you followed an actual noble. So I'm being real with you. If you want to fight for me, I'm not going to try and sell myself as some silver spoon sucking pissant that got up jumped because his father banged the right woman.
Oh, I see why you brought me in on this. Yeah.
Mid strokes the beard he doesn't have.
I'm all about burning down the system. So.
So with that said, Marcus opens a letter, and it tells you guys that there is a tournament being held by Lord Selmy, who is currently the Lord of Harvest Hall, and the tournament is specifically seeking out new talent. It is an opportunity, 1, to show your skills, 2, to win a prize, and 3, and possibly the most important one, to earn a job. The winner, the winning team of the tournament, will be given the job of escorting Lady Illyra, which is a cousin of the Selmy household, to Cider Hall in Tyrol lands to her wedding. The tournament itself has 3 steps. The first step being, thanks for the follow, really appreciate it, Dead Man. The tournament itself being first an obstacle course, then an archery contest, and then a 5-on-5 combat. Any questions?
Mid says, I am unvolunteering for anything related to archery or horses. Don't like horses. They're crafty in both ends and dodgy in the middle.
Crafty in both ends and dodgy in the middle.
I've never ridden a damn horse. Don't intend to start now.
I can ride a horse. That's fine.
So
I can't shoot to save my life though. Well, not well anyway.
Those are expensive, but I could probably figure it out.
So the first step will be for you guys to decide who's going to represent you in the initial 2. You guys can submit 2 people for each one, and what equipment you would like to buy as you guys get yourselves ready for the third step.
I also reach under, at this point I reach under the table, and I pull out that ornate chest. And I just kind of slam it down on the table with the finality of how much money's in it. And I pop it open, and I'm like, I am a semi-rich bastard at this point, though. So if you guys need anything, let me know.
I've got that going for me.
I perk up and go, we looted that from his dead bastard. His father's not a bastard. From his dead prick father.
I never met the man. I don't care that he's dead.
Those are Marcus' ill-begotten gains.
Oh.
He's the one that stuffed my mother, apparently.
Oh. Food's good. I like food.
All right. We definitely do food.
Yeah.
So actually, with the idea of food, I'm assuming as you guys are planning, Marcus puts a call out, and a servant comes and brings you guys food. and I'm not even going to charge you for the food. But it is more food than Frag has ever seen in one place. And Roderick has never. This is exactly the type of thing that the Iron Islands think makes the mainlanders weak, because there's just a ton of food, and it was not the Iron price paid for this. Not that keeps.
Rolf was like, "Oh, that's a good
Yeah,
layout."
Rolf and Marcus being the actual noble-born ones, are pleased. Not that any of this stops Roderick from eating it, because just because someone else doesn't pay the right price doesn't mean that he won't. He's not going to take advantage of that. That's not how that works.
Roderick is perfectly fine with someone else paying the gold price, just as long as it's not him.
Yeah, no, Frag does not hesitate with stuff in her face. She doesn't even use utensils. Like, what are those? It doesn't even matter. It's just like.
I'm like, Frag,
yes.
I have a Brussels sprout, and I'm like, I'll throw it to her mouth. Except I have like a 5 for ballistic skill, so I'm not sure if I got those accurate or not.
For the rule of cool,
she's
we're definitely allowing it.
She's definitely dexterous enough to kind of like dodge and weave and.
So you guys are eating. So you guys don't need to bring your own bow for the archery tournament, but you do need to pick who is going to take part in that.
That's why we have stats. So I'm gonna let you know what my ballistic skill is in a minute.
Mine's 26.
I cannot find my ballistic skill.
It's my BS skill.
Yeah.
Mids is 100 versus BS skill. My ballistic skill is at 32. So probably not me.
Mine's
actually,
those are 25. I suck.
I don't think my ballistic skill is even my sheet.
It's BS. It should be the first. It should be weapon skill, then ballistic skill.
Actually, with the bow, I have a 35.
Click on main, Julio, on the top right. It should say main combat magic advances. You might not be on the right tab for it.
Yeah, I am on main.
Yeah, no. You don't want me either. I'm at 27.
Right, so hold on. Julio, you have a 30 ballistic skill, and then no additional points in any ranged combat.
30 ballistic
25 weapon skill, 30 ballistic skill, 39 strength. You're actually really strong. 31 toughness, 26 initiative, 36 agility, 29.
Yeah, I found it. It's characteristics. I was looking into basic skills. Might be.
I say, Frag, we're going to have to steal all the hours in the city, so this way that competition can't actually take place.
Funnily enough,
I could probably try.
For someone
given
who's
enough
never ridden a
time.
horse, Roderick is pretty good at riding.
Probably because you're very cautious.
You're used to riding dolphins, and it's a skill that's relatable.
Oh my Lord, have mercy.
Yeah.
All right, so who are going to be the two people that you guys are putting forward to the the agility competition?
Ooh.
I'm definitely mid in Frag.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Did he use agility for firing a bow? Because if so...
bow is... Okay. The range skill is actually under... I don't know who the hell I'm going to open to see this. Hold on a second. Ranged is under... dexterity, I want to say.
I can do anything agility and dexterity based, and I get the sense that Frag can as well.
Yep.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Sorry, it's actually
competitions in
actually
reading.
ballistic skill based. I knew that. I don't know why I'm being stupid.
That's what I thought.
It's alright.
To emphasize how terrible I am, Mid tries to throw like a chicken bone into a trash can, not that there's trash cans at this point in time, and just fucking hits the wall, making a giant stain.
So, if we're doing actual bow skills, then
I mean, I vaguely recall you rolling decently well for all your stats.
I have a 35. Yeah, I have a 35 for
All
a
right.
bow.
So you're one of the archers. Who's going to be the second archer?
I think that Roderick is our next best archer.
Roderick is upset. Yep.
How about 30?
He's the next best archer. All right. So we've got Mid and we've got Frag doing the agility competition, and we've got Roderick and we got Marcus doing the archery competition, and then Rolf will wait patiently for the combat, and we'll.
Because Rolf, there's no reading competition, and Rolf just is like, you know.
Which of our party members are able to read and write? This is important for us to know. All right, so it's you and I, okay.
Why would I need to do that?
Yeah, really. I don't need to read or write. I just say things really hard with my hands.
I'm going to have so much fun with illiterate characters.
Marcus
just saying.
The religion of the Drowned God is an oral tradition. So
Marcus came to this and he's like, I came here to lead, not to read.
I come here with the 15 on my ballistics. I mean my weapon skill. I don't need to.
That's not what you're about.
If people need someone to read or write, they steal them and have them do it for them.
I take the book and literally beat people with it.
You cast form. Got it. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start with the. I'm sorry. There was a third one, which is a test of strength, and then the combat.
Oh, big yikes for me. No.
I have a 40 in strength, so.
Is it just straight up strength or athletics?
Strength or athletics, which at
42
humans,
athletics.
you are all pretty good at that sort of stuff.
43 athletics.
Nice.
Yeah, my strength is a 31. I'm on the sidelines going, if you get broken, let me know.
All right, so we're going to do this.
I got you.
She's a very swift and lithe character, like dodgy and agility based. She is definitely does not look like
Frag, what's your
a strong
athletics?
person. 30, 38 athletics.
You're pretty good at athletics then.
Yeah, but not like strength.
So this one is going to be, you're using your athletics points, but your strength stat.
Yeah, no, the strength stat is only 28.
Right, so that's going to be Marcus also showing himself off. So you guys come up to the festival, and it's actually, you guys know, it's really pretty tense and all sorts of people hanging out. There's drinking, there's feasting, turkey legs. Think of every fantasy and period piece movie you've seen. Fair, and that's what we're getting at. Multicolored tents, all sorts of people selling things, and you guys walk up to the registration booth. At the registration booth, you guys see Sir Alistair, who is registering his team.
These assets.
Yeah, that guy. So they register and completely ignore you, and then you walk up to the registrar yourself. He says, name?
Markas Storm.
Storm. You need a reference or some of some nature to join this.
Mid. Reference.
I reach into your own pocket and pull out the letter of recommendation from the knight whose squire you belong to. I go, he means this thing. I look at Marcus. Go, what? Not everything requires wit.
So he opens it up. He looks at it. He says, "Oh, okay. That makes sense. Very good." And he says, "Who will be competing in each of the events?"
I just rattle off the names and everything. I'm not gonna go through everything again.
And I say, and I will take first place in the singing competition.
Sure, he will. He's got quite a voice on him.
There's no singing competition.
He sings the castrato.
I agree. No one can hold a candle to my vocals.
I heard what you said. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start off with the agility competition, the obstacle course.
Nice.
So the first obstacle is moving platforms.
Stretch.
What the fuck?
It's tough.
Westeros Ninja Warrior? This is my shit.
It is Westeros Ninja Warrior, or for those of you who are old enough to have seen First Night, the gauntlet that Richard Gere goes through.
So yeah, there are gonna be some broken bones.
So go ahead, Frag and Mid, give me that athletics roll so that we can go ahead and see how you do on the first thing. This is literally the first
Athletics
roll.
or acrobatics?
This is going to be athletics. You can do acrobatics if you want, because you. This is going to be the first roll. And the way you guys do this is when you open your character sheet, all you're going to do is click on the name of the skill, and it will bring up a selection screen that you will... Yep. Just
Fancy.
Oh yeah.
Fancy
like that.
schmancy.
So, Mid, you did not fail by enough to not make any progress, but you're not doing great.
So it says input value SO
No,
bonus.
you have an SO bonus of 0 right now.
Okay, so just submit.
Uh,
Whoops.
Frag, on the other hand, goes to like clamber through, and she's used to dodging crowds, but these things are... This is not the same at all. She's mentally calculating how much the nobles spent on this nonsense, and it distracts her just enough to knock her off.
Wait, before are we going one at a time? Are we like in rows?
You guys
next
are
to each
kind
other?
of going. You guys are going side by side as the team. Do you want to try and catch her?
Can I lean over and just do like a kick or a push to push her back on path?
Sure, but it's going to be plus 10 difficulty. Go ahead.
Okay. Difficulty setting, or do you want me to
mess with the difficulty settings to see if it
You're
actually
just gonna-
does anything? But it will also be juggling, because I'm down with this.
Rolf is like watching. He's going.
Actually-
he's not looking in his bag for medical supplies.
That is just enough. So as Frag goes to fall off of the first platform, Mid reaches down, grabs her, pulls her up, and now the group is ready to continue. So you guys have finished the first of things, and the second is a giant swinging pendulums.
Actually,
Yeah.
I
It's
want to
like-
make it look like we did that on
thanks.
purpose. I want to make this look like it's the greatest act of all time. So I kind of hop up, actually shove her with my foot and land back on the platform. I want to
You
take a bow type of
entirely oh god, what was that gymnast's name? You totally
Stick the landing.
you're like, yes. So the next one is swimming platforms. Swinging pendulums, which will be another athletics or acrobatics roll, depending on what you have. However, if you fail by more than 1 degree, it will hurt you as you are crushed between two pendulums.
Oh.
Would I be able to use dodge?
You know what? I'll let you... Yeah, go ahead. Give me that dodge roll.
Wow.
Not enough to get crushed, but you do get knocked off. Mid, go ahead and give me your acrobatics as you try and get around this. Mid gets crushed.
Ouch.
Mid, you're actually going to take 9 damage to the body.
Ouch.
Yee.
Now, both of you can choose to start over. This one is not a timed thing. It's just a matter of who actually gets through. So
Okay.
you have to pass 3 tests.
Focus.
So
Gotcha.
glad that I did not volunteer for any of this.
Do you have to start from the very beginning, or
start
just
from
the
the
one you
beginning.
fell off of? Okay. To do my wounds, I just put 3 instead
No,
of 12.
you remember that you're going to soak part of that. So what you're going to do is you're going to do -6, and it'll automatically reduce it. There you go. All right, so give me that first acrobatics roll. Frag is not. Frag falls down on the first platforms. Mid, go ahead.
Do we get a success level in terms of having already
Yes, I will give you a
completed it
success
once?
level in terms of having completed it once. Not that at a 96 that'll help you.
Oh. Huh.
With that success level, that is just enough for you to succeed. It is a marginal success, but you're now on the
Sweet.
pendulums.
3 times is a charm, Frag. 3 times a charm.
Okay.
All right, Frag is back on the moving platforms. They're swinging about. The crowd is having a blast. The last person, the last group that went through, actually broke a leg. And they're just.
All right.
Can we use aim to study this thing and get a sense
If
of
you
when to
take
go?
your time, I will give you a +10 to the roll.
Nice.
So Mid waits for Frag to catch up. Frag, go ahead and give me your roll.
Jeez, your dice are cursed.
Oh,
Burn them.
I don't know.
Can we hold a seance for Frag's
Hold
dice?
on.
They're
At that
obviously
point,
haunted.
Frag, you actually fall. You have a toughness of 3, so you don't take any damage, but it does knock the wind out of you. That could have easily gone bad for you. Mid, go ahead and give me your roll.
Nobles are dumb.
Nobles are dumb.
Roderick is laughing his ass off.
Nobles
on
are
the
dumb
sidelines,
is
by
the
way.
most accurate assessment. Mid, at 5 successes, I'm going to let you actually skip the third obstacle because you essentially just...
I jump onto the swinging platform and I climb on top and I jump over the last.
the
obstacle
last
and land on the
thing
floor.
was spinning blades, and you're just like, nope, fuck that.
Oh.
I literally climbed to the top and just ran across
Yep.
the fucking crossbeam.
At this point, the nobleman who had gone before you is like, that's clearly cheating. The ref,
I replied, "You just
Really
had to
win.
consider thinking
the
first."
marshal in charge looks at this and he goes, I'll allow it. Unfortunate sons, advance to the next event. At this point,
I go over to Frag and say, "You okay? Here, take my
Who
hand."
designed this thing? This
I
is,
have no idea.
this
We'll kill
is
them later.
horrible. This is nothing like anything.
I come over and scoop up Frag. Like,
Yeah.
Come on,
Um,
you're in the rest.
so
This is
if you want, Rolf, you can go ahead and make a heal roll and try and get Mid some of those wounds that he took back.
I go over to Rolf and I go, "It's okay. It's just my bones and organs."
And that's on
that
my
is
heal
just a
roll.
straight heal
correct?
roll, and you will heal intelligence roll plus intelligence bonus plus SL wounds. But you can only benefit from 1 heal roll per encounter. Because you have a healer's kit, you are going to get plus 10 to the roll.
All right, so SL
Yep.
bonus is 0. All right, submit. And
Cool. What's your intelligence check? What's your intelligence bonus? Sorry.
20 to intelligence
So you're
bonus
going to
is
heal
2.
a total of
so-
4 wounds, Mid, as he bandages your bruised ribs and pride from getting squished by 2 different pendulums.
Are you insane? I'm a fool. If I had pride, I'd be a completely different place in the world right now.
True.
oh yeah. What's pride?
I've got this. If
What
it
does
gets
that
a little,
mean?
if
The minute Frag and I now pick up a chicken bone that's laying on the floor and begin to cracking it, sucking the marrow out.
My guys, I just
It's a
bought you
snack.
food.
It's a snack. It's food.
We never know when our next
Marcus, he
meal's
should be
coming.
fine. I wrapped him pretty good.
So you guys,
okay.
you guys are back under your pavilion. You watch some other people.
I bow to Ralph, by the way. I appreciate the healing.
You guys see the Green Mountains guys actually get by, not easily, but they submitted 2 people to the test, and one of them is a spry archer, and he manages to get through. Next up, you guys have the archery test. So Marcus and Roderick.
Oh Lord. Am
You
I just clicking bow?
All you gotta do is click bow. It's nice and easy. The first shot is at plus 20 to hit,
Let's say I aim
which I think also
before I
gives you
do
plus
anything.
10.
So Roderick is holding this bow and arrow like he doesn't even know what to do with it. Kind of just whatever.
So SL bonus is 0, right?
See, I fully. So you will hit with the first one, Roderick.
I think
That
I've
was
seen
with the
people do this
aiming.
before.
Roderick, just give me a straight ballistic skill roll because you don't actually have any points in bow.
What
Ballistic
what'd you
skill?
say it was?
Plus
25 or something?
and then if you aim, you get another plus 10.
I'm definitely gonna try to, not make a complete fool of myself.
Can I like musically give
No,
Roderick
it is entirely
inspiration?
not this game.
Damn.
But look at that.
So,
You didn't need it anyway.
Roderick, between the
No.
aiming and everything, you actually get yourself a bullseye because a bullseye would be 5 success levels. Marcus, you don't do too bad. You get inside the second ring.
Well, this isn't that hard.
Oh, this old guy got
So
some
the next
skills.
shot is at +10 to hit. You see you see several archers who missed are taken off the line, and it's you two, Green Mountains boy, and 2 other archers are left. So the next shot is at +10.
For the record, we don't like Green Mountain. It hasn't been stated yet, but we don't like them guys. So I aim and then
So you're going
fire.
to be at a +30 for this one. Just shy of the bullseye.
I will aim and fire as well. That's plus 20, right?
No, +30 total because of the aim and the +10.
Ah, gotcha.
Nope.
I knew it.
So,
Bowstring popped.
No,
Didn't
not
count.
quite.
Bowstring popped.
you don't quite hit the stands, but at a -5 critical failure, it's it's real close. You get taken off the line, and
hit
it
one
is
of the-
now Green Mountains boy, Marcus, and one other guy. This is a flat shot, just your bonus from aiming,
All right.
which is +20 for those of you still following mine. And the +20 gives it to you. You actually managed to hit the target with a 1 degree of success. You're just inside the outside ring. And you and the Green Mountain Archer are all that's left, and you guys are now pulled off the line. Well done. You guys are so far in second place. Now, for the last of our challenges, it's a caber toss.
Nice.
Oh
Can
yeah.
is there a way to kind of spot, you know, kind of take eye on, like, figure out who these green men are, right? Whatever. And try to sabotage, well, them in a way. Like, can I try to, like, scout and figure out who's who and listen in
So,
on what, like,
I
their
like
motives
that. So
are?
are you going to try...
Because she is definitely very, very grouchy about her poor performance and wants
So
to
I'm going to give you
sabotage
3
them.
options here.
Because
You have the option to either sabotage his caber, try and sabotage their weapons for the final fight, or try and find something to poison their wine. It's not deadly, but make them sick for the last fight.
definitely the last option, because that seems like it will mess up their bodies a little bit better than just weapons, because she knows that even a broken weapon is functional in the right ways.
All right, so you go ahead and while Rolf is enjoying the archery contest,
Sneak.
you reach into his medical bag and pull out a bottle of fucking something.
Yeah, I don't care.
I
don't
love
care what it
fucking
is.
something.
That's X-Lax.
You're like, ha, something, and you run over to the Green Mountain tent. How are you going to try and approach these guys in such a way that they will let you anywhere near their wine?
Does Mid notice that Frag's running off to do something mischievous?
Give me a what's it called in this game? It's called Notice?
Perception?
Is it called Perception?
Yeah.
Wait, so they're running off to do things?
Oh no, that's perception in melee.
Yeah, Perception at the bottom of go ahead and roll Perception and let's see how you do. Yes, you do in fact notice that Frag is off doing something mischievous.
Can I roll this if I notice as well?
Yes, you can, but you're at a -10 because you are very much in the involved in what's going on.
I didn't see any of that.
Who's Frag?
Frag who?
I say, Frag, are you in need of a distraction?
Uh-huh.
On it.
Uh-huh.
Also, did they say this was called a caper toss? That's just like the Brussels sprout I threw you earlier,
It's like-
except a little
yeah, like-
smaller. We totally would have nailed this.
Yeah, right. Totally. Absolutely. But I need to give them some motivation.
So,
All right.
so
Whatever this is.
I pull out my flute and I go over to the Green Mountains.
They look at you, and they know who you are, but they don't know that you're currently attached to Markas very directly. And they're like, "Oh, it's the Dane's fool. Where's your master, fool?"
He tells me not where he goes about. If he did, our roles would be reversed.
They're like, "Yeah, that's a good point. Look, hey, you're a smart guy."
That is the irony of being a fool. May I entertain you, lords, noble sirs?
Free?
I'm on the clock.
Alistair himself is not here. He's actually in the caber toss.
I say, if I were to be paid before performance, that would remove all of the glory from it. If you enjoy what you hear and you feel to toss a coin to your fool, I will not have an issue with it.
All right.
Fair?
All right. Go ahead.
All right. I proceed to play the flute while also doing acrobatics.
That is not an easy instrument to do that with. So
It's also not the type of thing people want to see you succeed at. The more you fuck up, the more funny it is.
That is
so
fair.
I'm fine.
So go ahead and give me a perform roll. All right, give me an acrobatics roll, and depending on how bad you do on this, is how hard your perform roll is going to be.
One must not play with his flute when doing acrobatics.
So you're
I'm a fucking legend.
You're like, oh yeah, the more I fail, the funnier it is. But you're like, this is not even a thing that exists in real life, all right? Nobody does the flute while playing acrobatics. But you're like bouncing on like the fence posts and stuff. You're jumping on their cabers and whatnot. They are completely and utterly mesmerized at the absurdity that you're gathering a crowd at the ridiculousness of this.
Opportune time.
Yes.
Well done. This is why we are partners.
So go ahead and give me, we're going to call this a sleight of hand roll.
God's green, yeah.
Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand roll, but you're going to get a plus 20 to your roll because nobody's fucking watching anything.
All right. Sleight of hand, here we go. Click. SL bonus. I don't add anything,
nope.
Right?
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, come on. Why?
Because of the plus 20, you succeed. Okay. Markas, as you're getting ready to go out there, Alistair walks up to you and he says, "Your fool is taking my glory when I'm supposed to be the one that people are watching. Learn how to manage your men. It's the sign of a knight, and you clearly have a long way to go."
If you're being upstaged by a fool as a knight, I don't know what to say to you. Let's be real here, my friend. Like that sounds like a you problem, not a me problem.
You say that and he gets fucking pissed and he wands off. So, the next thing will be Markas and Roderick trying to throw cabers.
Yay.
I'm so glad I didn't have to do that.
So, the way the caber toss is going to work is very straightforward. Does anybody here, or in the chat, not actually know what a caber toss is? It is a giant...
fuck off log.
I'm Scottish. I'm a Scottish descent. I better know what a caber toss
Get a
is.
caber
So
and you
a
toss it.
caber is exactly that, a giant fuck-off log. And the point of the caber is graded on 2 points, and this is the important part, teaching people, right? Height, and how straight up and down you can get the caber to toss. But the shot is no good unless it actually flips over end once. So, and that is your useless information brought to you by Rurik for the fucking day. Caber toss tournaments.
Hey man, you never know.
And they also like to throw sheep over things as well, but we won't get into
you gotta
that.
do what you do.
I thought they did other things to sheep.
That too.
And we just we just lost our Scottish followers for that one.
Oh.
We just lost our sponsor.
I have killed.
So,
I'm just poking fun.
with that being done, go ahead and give me a athletics roll, but will adjust for strength instead of.
You can't just click the S
I
for
do
strength.
not think so, but you're welcome to do it, and then add your athletics if that's easier for you.
Nice.
Cool. How many points do you have in athletics?
36
The
total.
advances.
Oh.
Okay. So you actually get to the third level of success. Caber flips end over end. It doesn't quite land perfect, but you got some good distance on it, and it falls over. You're definitely towards the top there. Roderick, it is you're up.
I just want to say, this is stupid.
Think of it as driftwood.
This is stupid.
As far as, and I yelled, think of it as driftwood, and he friggin'
This is stupid and I hate it! Ah!
Oh, well. Oh, boy.
That's exactly how that went, I imagine.
And it like flips. It flips in the air and like the sunlight catches it, so it looks extremely majestic. That tear forms in Julio's eye, Rolf's eye. I love this now.
I actually walk over and go, good sir, I believe that this has the history of moving masts.
So it actually falls, lands, and then falls over. It was essentially the perfect caber toss. At this point, you guys see over at the marshal's tent, Sir Alistair is saying something about how people from the Iron Islands shouldn't be allowed to compete because they just recently failed a rebellion, and just upset, like making a scene.
Roderick kind of just looks in his direction, smiles, and scoffs.
You are old enough that you would have led.
Manners.
You would have, if not been involved with, definitely understood what happened with the insurrection and whatnot.
As a matter of fact, I will, pull down the top of the robes and show off all the many scars
Nice.
from.
I just imagine that you're like you have a 39 strength. Okay, average human strength is 30 or less.
He's 1 point
Yes.
lower strength than I am, and I'm like 6'2" and a
And a knight.
like beast of a knight looking
He
person.
takes
yeah.
off the robes and he's just like this
So.
jacked guy.
He's like Master Roshi when he hulks up.
It's like you iroed.
That is
Your Uncle
exactly.
iroed.
That's the body that we're looking at here.
Old man
So-
jacked.
Master,
Uncle Iro, like,
made request
Iroh
that
Roshi.
that he be tossed like a caber, and then he's going to do a flip and then land directly on his feet and put his hands up.
You know what? I'm just gonna allow that, and all this does
flip
is
him.
upset Sir Alistair more because he thinks you're making fun of him.
Well, we are.
this is what I like.
Boy, I just want to say, if you think we're making fun of you, because we are.
Yeah.
So at this point, you guys
Shots
see
fired.
Lord Selmy, the person hosting the tournament, is absolutely thrilled with what you guys have been doing. You are all ridiculous, and he loves he's completely here for it. His cousin, who had been slightly upset about having to get married, is like, well, you know what? If I have to get married, this is not a terrible sending away party. However, the bad part now.
What's that?
It's not fighty time.
So how do we do with
Our
the
opposing
caber
are
toss?
poisoned.
Oh,
are
Roderick
poisoned.
100% won the caber toss, and so you guys will have won a 5 gold crown prize for the caber toss.
Right.
It was the only one that actually had a prize because tossing hay bales is like a thing that they do in Harvest Hall.
Gotcha. Where's our money, and should I keep track of it? Since I already
That
have
was
all the other money.
No,
for us.
Roderick's not picking it up, so you can go ahead.
Oh yeah, right. You don't touch gold. Where's it under me?
It's under combat, remember?
Is it? I don't know why.
We
money's
all got
under
5 gold crowns, or just Roderick?
Roderick.
That's what I thought. Okay.
But I know he won't touch it, so I was like, "Do you want me to pick that up and spend it for you later?"
Put it in your chest, boy.
Whoa. Wow, there's so much boy. You say gold
I got
crown,
5
right?
gold crowns. Hey man, 5 gold pieces is actually
So 205.
it's actually some shit.
We now have two. We now have
Yeah.
205 crown gold pieces.
Oh, boy.
So
Made's like taking notes because he thought that like the Ironborn had earned his 5. Like he'd reaped his gold. He like didn't sow for it, so he's like, he didn't want it. Like I'm a little confused.
I mean, it's still his.
The
He
iron
just won't
price
touch
was
it
not paid.
Okay.
Nobody died.
yet.
Does it help that we robbed that man of his dignity?
Definitely
I'll take it.
getting robbed. All right, here's the gold.
That's my gold now.
Yeah, you can-
I
know what?
earned.
You know what?
I guess I print the iron price for the gold.
What is iron price? Anyway.
Roderick is gonna go on a sermon now.
Oh, never mind. No,
Oh.
never mind. Wait.
It's
No,
too late.
Grab-
Got stuff to do. Wait.
it is too late. This is a learning moment.
I say if it helps any, Roderick. She's quite the reason.
So, go ahead and place yourselves inside the arena as you guys get ready to deal with the inside the Thunderdome. Green Mountain's men.
Is it literally
It
just a
is literally
5-on-5?
just a 5-on-5. Green Mountain's men are the one that that won, but you notice that Green Mountain himself has decided not to participate in the fight.
Fuck ass.
I'm like, wait. So this entire time you've been talking about being upstage on my fool, and you want him to participate in the melee?
He looks at you and he laughs.
Okay.
He says, "Why would I fight amongst the lowborn? I have men to do that for me."
I mean, I've.
I say,
I
and
figured-
we'll be bringing them out here shortly.
Womp. I mean, I figured, you'd want to shake your, sword and want to just end the scabbard a bit, like rattle
At
a
this
little
point,
louder.
an
Whatever.
attendant comes up and hands you guys whalebone weapons, and he says, "Thus no sword. If I wanted to play with toys, I'd go and play with my son." And he turns around and walks
Whoa.
off.
Is
Pedophile.
whatever floats your boat.
So
All
Roderick,
right there,
So
Mr.
the-
Diddles. Settle down.
Rurik, I can't select
Again?
my guy for some reason. Yeah.
Roger Carlo, Roger.
Is this a different encounter?
You want to try and heal you one more time? You know what? I'll allow it. In theory, it's been
Correct.
several encounters since that one.
Also, how are they looking?
They are actually all in good health. You notice that he had enough people that none of these people are the guys that got crushed or anything like that.
They entered more than 5.
Yes.
So, success of +2.
So he heals 4 again.
I'm
Oh,
at
you
full
only
health.
had 2
I can only
left,
heal
right?
2.
You actually have 2 extra bonus
All right.
hit points.
See if you can move your guy now, Julio.
I had to reload because
Okay, cool.
we crashed.
All right, guys. So now this is going to be our first combat. The way this
There we
works is first thing we're going to do is roll initiative. For those of you who have used Roll20 before, the important thing is to first click your token, and then on your character sheet roll initiative so that it'll go on to the turn order. Frag did it right. Thank you.
I'm looking for initiative. Combat, right?
I like that Rolf was like, that's not a page I look at. Rolf, did I give you your dagger, man?
No. Doesn't look like it.
Don't worry
no.
about weapons for this because you're all essentially using whalebone clubs.
No.
That's intelligence.
Damn it.
Initiative is on the combat page.
Yeah. Initiative.
Why and how did you get a 20? Oh, because I made your character sheet earlier. Don't mind me, guys. No.
That's my bad. No, I was pretending to be here. I think.
Oh, no, that wasn't me.
So as we're all walking into the center of this area, I'm like, they have a somewhat
They
decent
do
archer.
have a somewhat decent archer, yes.
I don't know if he'll be shooting whalebone arrows at us. I suggest we use the giant rock in the center of this thing as cover.
Roderick, please go ahead and roll initiative again, this time with the actual rules.
Initiative.
There we go. That's better.
Okay.
I mean, for me.
Is it? Do I have time to say a prayer before?
You absolutely do.
Does he get a bonus on his prayer since we're using whalebone weapons and he's from the
No,
sea?
that's cute.
That should be
no.
I tell Markas to stand in front of me and kneel.
You know what? I do it. Why
Come
not?
here, pup.
I can't.
With my hand on
it's
his
helpful. I'm
forehead.
doing like a deep, like a really deep tones, like sort of a chant to make the moment even more special. But I'm completely seriously chanting. I'm not being an asshole.
Roderick is not even mad. He's liking this. Pulls out the salt water skin and he starts to recite. I stroke the blade with my hand. The sharp edge cuts the skin. Blood drips to the rain-wet sand. My journey can begin. I slide the sword into the sheath. The ocean god is hailed, and as we push out to sea, we raise this red striped sails. Be blessed,
So which
child.
prayer are you doing? Okay. And
Blessing
I
of
will
battle.
moderately laugh at you if you somehow manage to get things to go tits up. So that is a prayer. So go ahead and make your roll.
Where is pray? Oh, there it is. To pray! Nope.
Holy crap.
So, Julio.
Yeah, the drowned god is not with me today.
Before anything else happens, he has the ability to re-roll that if he uses a resilience
Yes, he
thing or
does.
something, right?
Yeah.
Those replenish.
Go ahead and use a fortune point to re-roll that.
All right. I have... How many of those do I have?
4.
That boy's about to call
yeah,
a
it was about to
hurricane
get
or some
ugly.
shit.
Yeah.
Cthulhu was about to rise up.
Yeah, but
still bad.
but you don't get sin for that. That's fine.
But I don't currently have an octopus climbing out of my sphincter due to that roll.
Good.
The first one I did.
That's the worst place to have an octopus.
Indeed.
So I'm moving you guys back. So you pray, and everyone feels good, but you know that he didn't answer to you for some reason or another. You imagine it's
Gotcha.
like Marcus. You didn't expect anything to happen. You're just like, yeah, I'm blessed, whatever. Roderick, you're like, oh, I don't know why he's not listening.
No. I mean, I got to play up to the crowd, right? So you know when Triple H takes a sip of water, he spits it up into the air, and it's like a big spray. I grab his flask and I take a quick swig, but I don't swallow it obviously because it's salt water. And I bang the whalebone thing against my shield and roar and go. We just spit it up in the air, so it's a big mist.
Given the fact that the
salt
crowd
water.
already loves you guys, this is totally Knight's Tale, right? The crowd is like completely amped for you, and the other guys are like, Green Mountain is looking at Sir Alistair's like, do something. And they're like, we're not fucking performers.
One of us
And
is.
so,
I just start banging the whalebone onto the shield in like a rhythmic like.
Okay, I start going with the beat with them, if that's what we're doing.
this is where we're at.
Is the unfortunate
we will rock you.
Oh, this poor bastard. Obviously you guys are supposed to win, right? But
Yeah, I'll try to like put my arms up. Like, she's no entertainer per se, but she'll like participate by like putting her hands around and be like, eh.
How does Frack's ability to mimic any person's voice apply to singing? And to another extent, I have the same talent myself.
you guys can mimic the sound, but she would still have to make a perform roll to sing. All right, so
Got it.
up first, you guys get into the arena. You guys absolutely are. The crowd is definitely watching you. You guys came out of nowhere, and while most of the other teams were not actually nobles, right? They were like mercenaries trying to get in on things. You guys are unheard of because before this morning you didn't exist as an entity.
For real.
You know, I'm sure Mid stole a tabard with the device that Marcus has on him, and it did not exist. But now, Green Mountain's men have decided that they're going to mess with your life. And first up is the archer.
What are the official rules of the tournament? Like this.
So the
this
official
melee.
rules are for every strike, like every solid blow, you get 1 point. The first team up to 25 points wins. If you do more than 10 points of damage in one blow, it'll count as 2 hits. All right. So.
And like in terms of it's melee, like we're swinging. There's apparently some manner of archer bone that's being shot at us.
It is an arrow with a cork head.
Gotcha.
But like other forms, could I
100%.
punch somebody? Can I throw sand in someone's
Pocket
eye?
sand is allowed.
There's sand on the ground. This is like
legit.
a legit.
This is a legit arena.
Well, pocket sand is on me.
Excellent. I like pocket sand.
So I turned to them. I'm like,
Don't get dirty.
I should just use that rock as cover, try and split them, and then dogpile them. Like dogpile one side of their team.
See, Joe clearly has been to the SCA before. Mug 'em. So you guys see the archer kind of move to the back of the arena, because none of you are actually archers, and it's gonna take her first shot at Rolf. What? I fully expected that to be the answer. Fuck did I do?
Well, Rolf is close to me. Can I try and block with my shield?
I am pretty sure that there is either an action or it's a talent. So go ahead and check the book. Let's even see if this person hits. She does not. So thematically, we're 100% going to say that you threw out your shield and distracted her shot.
Which one's the archer?
Yeah,
Can you give me an arrow?
Here.
Got it.
Oh,
So that's a thing that's going on right now.
They only have one archer currently?
Three scruffy-looking guys and one person that looks to be their sergeant.
Gotcha.
All right, first scruffy-looking guy. 1, 2, 3, 4.
there's not a lot of weapons in our book.
No, hand weapon is it is a catch-all term, and we'll discuss not during the stream.
Got
But
it.
if you purchase a hand weapon, how that works.
Got it.
I look at Marcus and say the enemy's gate is down.
Mhm.
Which is an Ender's Game reference that no one should ever get.
If your goddaughter was watching, you should get that. She was all about that. So the first scruffy guy is clearly eyeballing Frag and moving in that direction. Frag, it's now your turn.
The first scruffy guy is clearly an idiot, but okay.
Okay. I'm trying to find my
So you can
movement on
move-
here.
With a
Sorry.
regular move, you can move 4 hexes. With a double move, you can move 8 hexes, but it'll take your full action. Or you can make an athletics roll to sprint, which would allow you to move like 16, if I remember right.
So that scruffy guy, he looks kind of like he's definitely bigger than I am, and he looks
He
like
looks
he's
pretty
tough.
Like, look, he's not the greatest fighter, right? Otherwise, he'd be fighting for one of the actual houses instead of a random knight on the edge of the Stormlands. And you do have a whalebone club and a leather jerkin, so you're not in a bad spot. And it is just about hitting,
but-
so it's not like you have to do a ton of damage.
Yeah. Okay. Is there sort of like a stand there and like
You can come at me, bro.
essentially like an intimidation to throw him off his game, to kind of like come at me, bro,
absolutely-
and then take like a dodge and then take
Yes,
a
you
dodge
can do-
action.
You can do both of those
Essentially.
things. So dodge action just means that you're going to be in full defense,
Excellent.
which means you're going to be at minuses to get. You're going to be at pluses to defend yourself, and then the intimidate is just an intimidate roll. So go ahead and roll intimidate.
Awesome, and that's under.
And it'll
There
be
we
your
go.
intimidate versus his cool. You got a -3.
It is an opposed roll, so there's still
The
a
cool
chance.
part about this game is that everything is an opposed roll. However, it does not want to work the character sheet right now. Hold on a second. Oh, can't I'm on the wrong screen.
Yeah.
Because in her mind, like, someone is essentially letting themselves come at her, her, and so that can be the person that everybody gangbangs. So she's just gonna stay where she is because she doesn't see the archer person, so she's fine. And then this guy is just.
All right.
She'll hold her
So
own.
essentially, what happens is you get in your dodge stance and you look at him and he's like, and you taunt him and he's like, yeah. Where did you think I was going? Totally still on his game, right? And he's still coming for you, but he's like, I'm coming.
Is the X-Lax working
Yes,
yet?
they're going to be getting minuses to their attack rolls because of all that. They are. It was not X-Lax. It was actually Milk of the Poppy, which is going to keep them all slightly drunk.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Oh.
Which
Okay.
I wish would have killed them.
They split it amongst everybody, and so they're all just moderately inconvenienced. Milk of the heroine, exactly. Rolf, you're up, and you're like, all right, it's fight time.
So I can
You
move 4, right?
and still do other things, yes. Or you can move 8, or you can move 16 if you take it.
Talking's a free action,
It's a
right?
free action. However, I'm going to limit the amount that you talk on other people's turns.
What is that limit?
You try and say something, and I'll be like, "Nope, stop." But I'll, that's too much.
I say we should put the rock between them and ourselves,
good.
right?
That's
Specifically that
good.
archer.
All right. So so I was here 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do a double move. 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm out of the range of the archer at this point.
You're completely behind that rock.
And then I'll be like, I was like this, and I went, whoa! And then ran away behind the rock.
All right, Mid, you're up.
I say if the dog pile is the plan, we can all take out this fellow who has overextended himself, I think.
I mean, it's your turn.
Indeed.
To that, you guys can give like 1 or 2 word responses if you're with it. Doc Geo wants you to know, Tom, that he did in fact get the reference.
Nailed it.
All right.
And I appreciate that.
So
He can't hit me anyway. Obviously trying to, like, not intimidate per se,
Yeah.
but, like, make fun
I
of
like
him.
it.
Just keep that up.
I say to that gentleman, I said, "Oh, you like touching kids, do you? Well, I'm younger."
Come at
So are you
me.
going to take an intimidate action, or are you actually going to try and move again?
I will take the. I'd rather that person walk his ass over here, so I will take the
All right, the
intimidate action.
Yeah, go.
Intimidate's a strength.
It can be strength. It can be a couple of different things. You can use fellowship for it.
Okay. Is it charm?
No, it's actually intimidate,
strength.
or there was a perform taunt. I think was another option.
All right, I'll just use pure fellowship then, because I don't have perform taunt.
Oh, that's fine. He's like, so he had been like walking purposely towards Frag, and he's like, "Oh, really? I'll show you what touching is."
But I thought you were going to show her. You just lack decisiveness.
All right, so this guy is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and stop here, and that's going to be his turn. You see the sergeant is like, "What did I say about splitting up? The whole point," just fucking cursing at people. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And he gets to here. Roderick, it is now your turn.
Okay, so dogpiling's the plan, so I guess I'm gonna go with that. I'm going to sprint, actually.
So go ahead and give me your athletics roll to see if that goes poorly for you.
Actually, not sprint, double move.
He's like, on second thought, I don't trust the dice.
No, I originally what I was thinking was to sprint all the way to the archer, but
16 squares is a lot.
yeah, I could make it.
Okay.
I could have made it, but
You just
we're killing this guy, so
Naruto runs past the sergeant.
So
to the
this
archer.
guy here has been like being tormented by children, and then all of a sudden, caber tosser, comes his way. He's like, a real fight. Marcus, your turn.
All right, I can move what?
You
4?
can move 4 and
X's?
still attack, or 8, and it'd be your turn.
Okay. There's no like charging, is
There
there?
is a charge action which allows you to do a double move, but I think it has to be in a straight line. And I might be confusing it with previous editions. So I'm currently playing in 3 games.
oh,
And I've played editions of this game. The first edition of this game came out in 1983. I've been playing it since at least 99.
Gotcha.
So if
I've never played this role playing. I've been playing role playing games
Okay,
for
so
over
if you're
30
not
years.
engaged in combat already, you can use your move to charge. If you charge, your action must be a melee attack. At least your move characteristic in yards, but within your run range. Yeah, so you can move your double move and get an attack. Yes,
Oh,
go
can I
ahead
do
and
that
give me,
instead?
and you get +1. So you can on your combat sheet. There's a section called Advantage, and this essentially reads the momentum of combat. Increase your advantage by 1 for charging.
nice. All right, I'm gonna swing at the guy then.
Okay.
It's
Basic attack.
basic attack.
Oh, right. He has to. Yeah, that's there's nothing. You know what? Nope.
Oh.
So go ahead and roll me just a straight percentile die.
Oh.
Just
D100.
D100.
It's been a lot of 99s
Yeah, it's
and 100s.
Right. Yikes.
So I mean, well, you know what? We're just gonna waste those bad rolls when the worst thing that can happen to you is you get thumped by a whale club. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, so you
Oh,
completely
okay.
mess up. Oh, this is the one that Marcus rolled in our test game. You completely mess up. If there had been an ally in range, you would have hit them. Instead, you hit yourself, and you are now stunned. So what stunned does... you've been struck in the head and are disoriented or confused. You're incapable of taking action on your turn, but are capable of half normal movement. You can defend yourself in opposed test, but you get -10 to those tests as well. At the end of each round, you can take a challenging endurance test. If you're successful, you remove your stunned condition. But once you've removed it, you will gain fatigue. So at the end of your turn, go ahead and roll an endurance check.
All right, endurance it is.
You can do it.
Where is it?
It is a skill.
Nah, got it.
Okay, so you are still stunned. So all you can currently do is defend. However, that doesn't count as a point for the opposition.
Because does it count as 1 for us?
No,
he
it
landed a
doesn't.
strike.
Marcus,
I did.
Marcus, it is now your turn.
Good try. Good try.
Since I have to charge in a straight line, right? And since theoretically mid's in the way, can we just have him backflip over me?
I'm
For the
about
About
it.
All right.
You're just
So
essentially
run.
mid, out of the
I'm
way.
like, mid. I don't even say anything. I just kind of nod as I'm running, and he knows what to do. He like uses me and flips over me.
That's not just an acrobatic. That's not just like an entertainer thing. There's a massive man charging me, and I'm gonna get the fuck out of the way.
So
That's not just like, oh, we're witty. It's like, oh shit, what the fuck, Marcus? I just flip in the air, and hopefully he fucking ducks a little.
So since we're using whalebone weapons, there's no real damage to him, right? So for showmanship, I'm gonna run up, and as you would normally stop and swing. I'm gonna run up and jumping Superman punch him with the shield. Right in the face.
the fucking
Alright.
shield. I just want to point out people do
Shield
die.
bashes
So
ass.
let's be clear. The shield does do real damage. Please continue.
I'm fine with it. And then you said
And you
with
do get an
advantage,
advantage,
right?
yes.
Where is my
Just roll. Just click your shield on your character sheet. It should be there
Okay.
because you're shield punching him.
Cool.
That's for real damage. Jossum, that's fucking terrible.
Did you just knock this dude the fuck out?
That's fucking awful. He did not in any way, shape, or form deserve what you're doing to him.
They were showing off and trying to win, so of course he deserved it.
You're gonna go
What are you talking
ahead
about?
As it says.
and do 9 damage to him. 9 real damage to him. Which is not enough to knock him out. But you've definitely, like, whatever is done, he's definitely going to feel it in the morning. A little bit of a difference from Warhammer Fantasy and other systems. Wounds, your wounds are actually minor damage. Until you run out of wounds, you haven't taken, like, you're not taking any real hits. Once you've run out of wounds, you very rapidly start accumulating ugliness. Joe, go.
To say the least.
Mid actually yells out, "Hey, careful! That shield is only 2 years old." Oh wait, that's perfect for you.
All right, so go ahead now and Marcus, give yourself another advantage because you did hit.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, the archer cannot see anybody, so it's going to go ahead.
That was the
So
plan.
the archer goes ahead and double moves. Oh wait, that wasn't the archer's turn. Whatever. That's the archer's move anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What was that? Thank you, Rich. You're my favorite. So this person actually manages to not charge you because you're just out of range, but get right up there, so you're no longer outnumbering her friend. The archer went. It's now this guy's turn. So he turns to Marcus, and he's like, "Oh, is that what we're doing?" Oh wait, I forgot to.
Oh,
give
yeah,
you
that's
your
what we're
point, by the
doing.
way. So I'm gonna keep track of you guys' points over here. That's 1 for you. So Marcus, go ahead and roll to defend yourself. Remember that if you use the shield, you get bonuses.
Oh, I know. I get 1 from my SL
although
bonus,
that is
right?
plus 2 successes.
Oh.
It gave you your advantage, and he does in fact strike you. So your advantage goes to 0.
It happens.
Your advantage will go to 0, and they get a point. Frag, you're up.
I laugh at him like pussy hit.
The whalebone just does not do enough damage to get through your armor and everything else
I
you
know.
got going on.
I'm well aware.
So Frag, what are you going to be doing with your turn?
You hanging out with me?
I mean, I don't want to get hit by the archer, and I don't want to get ganged up on by the other two coming in from behind, so I'm going to go here. And then also kind of do similarly distract, because they seem like they got it handled over there.
Yeah, we got to watch our flank.
Essentially just be all like, nanny, nanny, boo, boo. Let's see. I guess do another one of those. Okay, so could I use intuition to like size up, like, I guess the sergeant looking dude to try to figure out like an a good way I can like slide
So
in a hit?
I will tell you what. I will let you use intuition to get an idea of what their skill is. But there is there's an action that you can take called feint, but it's actually a combat action. And between this session and next session,
is it?
Look into it because that's probably going to be how you and Mid do a lot of your stuff.
Yeah, sorry.
it's
I was
fine.
just I just didn't get around to that portion of the
I tell
book. So
I tell everyone that typically what you're going to be looking at is 12 sessions or so as you guys learn what you're looking at and what the rules are and everything. Oh.
yeah. Let's get all of these bad rolls out in today at the very beginning.
So
that sounds
Frag
peaceful.
is certain that the sergeant is going to come and kill him or her.
With the amount of shit they've been talking, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, right. I'm just like, that guy looks mean. Mid.
Rolf, you're up.
Mid.
Great. All right, so
That is
this is
in fact
the archer. And I can move 4, and I could actually
Yep.
swing at this
You can
guy.
actually you can move 4, or you can declare your charge, and it'll give you plus 10 to the hit.
Do I have...
Yep,
I guess I will do a charge.
They have
Screw
to
it.
be at least 4 squares away for it to count, and he's exactly 4 squares away.
All right, so what am I rolling because
So
I don't
just go
have
ahead
a
and
weapon?
click so in the combat screen, give yourself +1 advantage.
Combat +1 advantage is... Oh,
And
there
then
it is. Got
just
it.
go ahead and click weapon skill.
All right.
Which is on the main screen.
Weapon.
You could arguably also just click your dagger.
Back and forth,
because
back and
it's the same thing.
I didn't have a dagger.
Oh,
That's
didn't
why I
you
was
use dagger?
asking.
I'm sorry. I'll fix that right now.
Mm-mm.
But the archer was the ranger looking person.
That is the
over
one.
here.
But he said, "Oh, that's the archer," and then went for the other guy.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Oh, you know what? You're right. That would probably been a
I
better
will let
idea.
you take that back and go and thump that archer.
Yeah, let's
He does
get
look like
this.
he's far away. Yeah.
That's okay. Let's do that because then it's now they're gonna have to drop
so
that
now you have
bow.
a dagger, so you can go ahead and click that for your attack.
All right, and hits.
The archer can only dodge because he does
doesn't
not
have
have a
melee.
melee.
Or
She
she.
does not have melee. That's good.
How's that?
That'll do.
So that's going
donkey.
to be a difference of 3. So that's actually enough for the archer to take 1 point of damage.
Nice.
And I
you
get a
guys
point?
Yeah. You guys get a point, and you hit her hard enough to actually, so she starts taking damage. Which, by the way, everyone loves to see the actual damage going on. Mid, you're up.
Well, I figure I don't need 20 points if I knock them all out.
That mid.
If I leave, I abandon Frag to
Yep,
the fight.
and they are close enough to come get her.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, they're close enough. Is there a way to... I can hold my action until they move into a space near us, and then I
Yep.
can take my hit,
I'm
right?
allowing held actions.
All right. I am doing this, and
Can
I
I
will
make
hold
a
my
small
action.
suggestion?
of course,
I
you can make
suggest
a
you
large
do
one too.
this, and if he moves the direct path, you guys will be able to double team him, which will give you a bonus to hit. Yeah. If
Okay.
you had been too far
Deal.
forward, you would not be able to.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah, that's my turn. I am holding my action
sounds
until
good.
they come near.
So it'll actually be his turn. Now this guy does not like you because you are the fool, and so he's going to go exactly here.
You can catch these hands.
So
though.
go ahead and make your attack roll.
You want to catch these hands?
Hold on a second. I have to find my character sheet. In the many
Dude,
tabs that I open.
I'm counting down when we move. When we get to the new house, I'm buying a second monitor so I can actually have everything open at once, which will substantially improve everything that's currently going on. No,
Is this the
sorry,
sergeant?
The guy with the red ring.
Nevertheless, Mid says, "Sir, it is a pleasure to duel you," and he will take his swing. I did not even see my
I
own
don't
roll.
either, which means it probably hasn't rolled yet. Remember that you have to click the SL and the difficulties.
I did. I even collected the directional on the dice, but nothing happened.
Yep, go for
I'll just do it again, I guess.
That's the name of his GM rolls, right?
No, I mean I'm not even typing at all. It still didn't do anything.
I'm going to go ahead and roll for you and see if it's a character issue.
Sure. I did change my knife to a dagger, and I may have done something wrong where it's not calculating right.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to delete your dagger and then just drag and drop your dagger. Drag and drop you a new dagger. Because I happen to have the dagger open already.
Appreciate it.
Yay!
From that sexy book
From that sexy book that someone bought me.
It was probably the fact I put damage 2
All right, so
plus
go
SP.
ahead and click it now.
We're trying again.
There we go. Damn.
Yes.
So that's not enough damage that you're going to do damage to him, but that is another point for you guys on the board. And
Okay.
more importantly, an advantage for you.
Mid, since he's short, I like feinted like a head cut, and then just tapped him on the bracer to count a point, but not to overextend myself.
All right, so now defend thyself.
Oh, he's up. That's right. Give me a sec. Have to move over to the acro and whatnot.
Remember that as you build up advantage, it may be worthwhile to actually parry. You guys.
Did I have an advantage from
Yes, you
the
did.
hit? I didn't. Okay.
You guys are going to go
didn't
ahead and
click-
wash.
shit.
Nobody hits, but you do lose your advantage.
Okay. I'm going to go and put that back to you. Would that have influenced my roll
Not
just
at
now?
a 60, no.
Okay.
All right,
fair enough.
so Gotrek runs up, and he's actually going to attack Frag. So Frag, what you're going to go ahead and do is roll your dagger. All attacks in this are opposed rolls, and it's whoever gets the most success rates hits.
Would she not use her dodge?
She can use her dodge, yes. -1. Man, they're not rolling great.
At a challenging,
challenging
0,
zero.
right? My rolls haven't been great either, so you know.
Brad, we're gonna bleach your dice.
So he hits you,
We have to
but
drown him.
because you guys didn't, he rolled poorly, you rolled poorly. It is actually not enough for you to take any damage. There has to be a 5-point difference between the two. But that does give them another point on the board. Roderick, it is now your turn.
All right, considering my current situation, just gonna move over here.
Okay.
And I can't take any actions. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
So-
You're stunned, aren't you?
You can roll his
At
endurance roll to
the
try
end
and
of his turn, he
recover
will
that.
roll his endurance roll to try and get his thing back.
All right, let's see if I get my wits back.
You do not.
I
No,
do not.
You're still stunned. You're like, man, he hit me really hard, and then you're like, wait a second, I hit myself.
I hit me really hard. I feel better about it because it was me.
I was gonna say the only man who can defeat an Ironborn is another Ironborn.
It's true.
All right, so Marcus, you're up.
All right. I'll shield bash the dude that I already
Yeah, I
shield
know.
bashed. I'll just backslap him with the shield this time.
Yeah,
You're still
Marcus
shield bashing?
is in it to win it.
Yep. A bit of an asshole.
We stated that earlier.
It's a thing.
Dude.
Shit.
Oh,
Does he dramatically discard the whalebone club? Like, I
Oh, I still have it. Still use it.
Jesus, so you're actually hitting him with the. All right, so that's fucking 10 damage. Well, you haven't crit him yet.
the yet.
Well, the good news is that Marcus is going to give you guys a first-hand experience of what happens when things go bad in this game. Seeing that Roderick is stunned, this lady is actually going to attack Roderick because it gives her a better chance to hit. So Roderick, defend thyself.
let's do it.
I get another advantage
yeah,
for
you
slapping
do.
him, right?
Of course you do.
And we get another team
Yeah, I already
point.
gave you the team point. So I was certain that she had rolled terrible and was not going to be able to catch you. But you showed me.
How often does the fate thing recharge?
Every session. Which since we're
Every
short
session?
sessions, it's actually going to be every 2 sessions.
Never mind then. I was gonna
How
say
many
I'm
fate
gonna use
points does
the
he
second.
have? Can't he
You
use
do
another
have 5
fortune?
points. No,
I have
you
2
should
of
have
them.
5. No, sorry, you should have 4.
I should have 5. Oh, never mind then. I will use the
Alright,
second
go,
one
Go.
then.
Do it. Come on, Roderick.
That'll actually block it, which will give you 1 advantage. And now I have to go through the effort of
Fantastic.
deleting a point from them. Rolf, as you run at the archer, she's actually going to back up, let you take a free shot at her, and then shoot you. So go ahead and give me your free shot.
Oh, if she's bet, I'm with all my might.
Wow! Go.
He's gonna wail on her. Get it? Wail.
Yeah.
All right. So roll a d100 to see what terrible thing you've done to yourself.
I assume you can't do
Yikes.
the fortune thing.
You should definitely use a fortune point.
You can use a fortune point instead.
All right,
All right,
let's
so
do the
reroll the
fortune
dagger.
point.
We are fortunate sons.
All right. So you miss.
Today,
But
I mean, right now.
in the other universe, what had happened was you had stumbled
happened?
and twisted your ankle, and you would have suffered a torn muscle critical wound, which would have required medical attention at some point.
Thankful he's the medic.
Is that thankful, really?
Does the medic get to yell medic if they're down?
So yes, in the other world, that's what would have happened, but you.
Before we put
Yeah.
the stones back.
So she's shooting
She is,
at
in
me
fact,
now,
shooting
right?
at you. Essentially, she has decided that it's better if you guys
So-
are not doing opposed rolls at each other. She's wrong. She's entirely wrong.
So I was gonna dodge, but I guess that doesn't.
Nope, there's no need. All right. No.
Did you break a bowstring?
She didn't critically fail. So the next bandit is going to try. The bandit that you have been beating the tar out of is going to try and hit you again, Marcus.
Go for it.
Doesn't look good. Did you give yourself your advantage for hitting him last time? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's about what I expected. All right, so go ahead and give yourself another advantage.
I can't. I'm
Okay.
stacked at 3. I think.
There was another rule that I am forgetting now. That if you parry by a certain amount, you hit them, but it might have been a specific talent. In one of our games, we had a fencing type person who was just obliterating Skaven. Because he'd be like, "Oh, I'm in defensive stance. That's a parry with a +7," and I stab him in the eye.
Wow.
All right, so Frag, you're up.
That'll work.
All right, so, well, someone's finally at me, so I guess I'm going to try to hit them. I just click on the dagger.
Are you attacking?
Do it.
Which one are you
Do it.
attacking? The sergeant?
Sergeant. Because he's the guy in front of me.
So
Do we?
you actually catch him, and he is, again, offended. That he does not understand how such a thing could happen to him. But go ahead and give yourself +1 advantage, because now you're going to be at +10 to hit for next round.
Nobleman getting hit by street rats. Loving it.
Oh.
Did he
No,
injure
no,
himself?
That's
Shift kiss.
on. Actually, is it both?
So you rolled a straight.
Yeah, you know what? I'm
100,
going to give him the straight 100. Let's see what he does to himself. Please hit your friend, because that would please me. No.
Damn.
Oh, that's even better. He goes to parry and catches his ludicrously large codpiece on the thing, and it snaps, and he takes one wound.
Yeah!
Wow.
Rolf, you're up.
All right,
Just Mid yells out, "This man's trying to take my job."
so you had me take 1 advantage, but
so
I'm
you're gonna
charging
get another
again.
advantage. So you're now at 3, which I think will cap you. And go ahead and roll.
Yep.
As she will try and dodge.
And I'm like, "Ah!" and I'm running.
You're like fucking totally feeling that Umber Berserker thing.
Should run up and drop.
You do hit her, which will give you the point, but she manages to get enough out of the way as she flails back, trying not to get beat to death. Mid, what are you doing?
This is points, and people aren't actually taking damage, so
Well, some of them are.
some of them are, but on my comment they are.
I mean, he damaged
So,
himself.
I would say like I double teamed the sergeant, so he killed him and removed him from play, but that's not going to happen. We're just going to beat on each other until it's a victor. So I'm assuming stats-wise, the other person is a more likely target for me to hit. So that is the person I will swing on.
Go ahead and roll your sword.
I will roll.
Or your dagger, rather. Yep, that's what I thought. Well done.
I would say double teaming won't kill him, but it will
Alright, so
make it easier to hit him, right?
But we're 2 and 2, so we can't.
That's another point for your team. However, that's what it was. It had to do with critical success and critical failure when you roll doubles. I'll have to look that up for next time. The bandit, however, is going to try and return the favor. Mid.
I got my advantage for having hit him, right?
Ooh, but he got a +4.
Uh-oh.
On that one, you were at +3 advantage. I think you're going to want to roll your dagger because it makes your target number a 70.
Because the advantage doesn't convey to my. Oh, all right.
Yeah,
Don't know
that's
if
what
I
I'm saying.
realized
Go
that.
ahead and try and do it.
And-
Go ahead and roll your dagger. As I said, we're all learning. It's all
Got
a
it.
matter of figuring the game out, and I'm definitely not trying to mess with anyone's life. At a +3, he's still going to catch you, which will take
take
away your advantage and give them a point. But, I mean, you guys are literally double their score. Gotrek, red in the face and upset with what just happened to him, is going to try and beat Frag down. Go ahead and give me your roll, Frag.
You wouldn't hit a lady, would you?
The answer
right?
is that he does hit you, and you lose all your advantage.
You would have hit a guy with glasses.
That has never worked in the history of cinema. Roderick, you're up.
It's true.
Worth a try. Well, since I'm still
Stunned.
Cartoon birds flying around my head, I do absolutely nothing, and I roll my endurance to see if I
All right.
wake the fuck up.
Snap out of it.
Hey, you do.
And I do.
Now you're going to be
Nice.
fatigued, which is going to be a -10 to all your rolls, but at least you're not stunned anymore.
At least you don't have a little
And
birdies
there's
flying
the
around your
fatigue
head.
roll right there. Marcus, you're up. Yeah,
Feel bad for the win, I guess.
I know. I'm aware. This poor guy did not deserve. You've never even met this guy before.
He hangs out with Green Mountain. It's good enough.
Okay, so that's going to be a difference of 3, so it's another 9 damage. Hey, congratulations! It is our first crit. It is going to be a 6-point crit. So roll a d100 to see what awful shit you do.
Oh, bullshit.
Oh, yes. Give
Didn't
it to
realize
me.
you were trying to murder him.
Which location did it say you hit?
Right arm.
Arm.
I was going to stop using my shield until he said that the crowd was loving the actual damage. And I was like, all right, well, if the crowd is into it.
89. So you reach up, like he reaches up to defend himself, and you catch him with the edge of the shield right in the bicep. And you hear the bone break and the muscle tear. He's currently got 2 bleeding conditions and 1 stunned condition as he falls to the ground, screaming in pain. And the crowd goes wild. They're like, yeah!
I take a look over at the Selmy, what is it, Dean Selmy? That's the Arson Selmy. Is he? Does it look like he approves of what I'm doing?
Given the shit show that Green Mountain has made of the proceedings, he looks just fine.
Because if he had like a look of dismay on his face, I was gonna be like, all right, whalebone from now on. But if he looks happy, then I'm just keep beating people with my shield.
If he's okay with it.
Yeah, like I look at him and I do like.
If I've got
like,
the green
"You
light.
good?"
It's open season.
Alright, so
on it.
this guy's going to try and
Exactly.
hit you again after what you've done to her friend. But you notice that she's actually trying to stab you with the tip of the whalebone.
She's
Yeah.
trying, stab me. Good
She's
luck.
not good at it, but
Is the other guy out, by the way?
He wishes he was out. Like he
No.
genuinely
stunned.
wishes that he was unconscious. You completely block the stab. You're like, fuck out of here with that shit. The archer drops the bow, realizing that you're not going to give her any quarter, and is going to try and hit you with a sword.
A sword?
The whalebone. Go ahead and roll to defend yourself. Rolf. Yep. Great. Your advantage is capped out, though, so you will get nothing. All right, bleeding guy.
How's their tummies feel? I know
they're actually fighting. I had to get a different character sheet because all their stats are lessened because of the fact that they are poisoned.
Gotcha.
So bleeding guy does not die, which it's nice to know.
That's good. I wasn't trying to kill him.
I mean, his arm is hanging limply, and he's still stunned. He's just, it's not pretty.
Let him rub some dirt on it. He'll be fine.
Rolf, from where you are, you heard that snap, and he's not fine.
I went.
That was not.
I look at the archer and go.
It could be worse. So it is now Frag's turn. Yeah, that'll probably hit.
That's in a row. Yay!
Frag is like, this sword thing isn't that hard.
Well, Frag reminds me of animated, like very ornery little mouse with like a stale piece of cheese and just runs around beating people with it.
All right, so that is another point. You guys are 15.
How many points
you guys
we
are
need?
6 points from victory. And the reality is that now Roderick is awake, and this is going to go real quick. All right, Rolf, you're up. Yeah, that'll do.
21. My brother taught me this one.
You still hit him, and you guys are now 5 points away from victory. Actually, given the ass beating, at this point, Lord Selmy gets up and he goes,
Mercy rules.
He's like, enough of this. You're clearly outmatched, Green Mountain. Get your man some medical attention before he bleeds out. And they pull him off the field.
Mid-bounce.
I lower my weapon in front
The
of
archer's
the archer,
I'm fine with that.
At this point, Roderick, who had just woken up, had already dropped the club on the floor and was about to deck the other dude. When
He's just holding a rock from the floor.
No, just straight up one big meaty fist in the air, ready to
Just one punch man somebody.
So you guys get taken off the field, and you're at the pavilion with Lord Selmy. And he says, "That is how tournament combat should be. Brutal, bloody, and with someone almost cutting their own dick off."
Did you see the look on his face? It was satisfying.
He says, "The five of you, what do you call yourselves?" He actually looks directly at Markas because obviously that's the noble of the group.
We are the unfortunate sons, my
Well, that
lord.
is a mercenary group that I'm going to be paying close attention to in the coming months. Tomorrow morning, you'll leave at first light and guide and guard my cousin through the mountains to Tyrell lands so she can med that fool of a Fossaway boy. In the meantime, tonight, feel free to feast and enjoy everything that we have to offer as a personal guest of House Selmy. He hands you a purse with 15 gold crowns. He said, "This is the price for winning the tourney. When you have successfully guarded my cousin and brought and returned, you will be given the appropriate salary as a guard." And he tells you that as seasoned mercenaries, it will be a grand total of 5 gold crowns per day, for 12 weeks. For 2 weeks. For 2 weeks. So a grand total of 5 of you, 5 by 14 is 50, 70, 140 gold crowns.
Very well, my lord. With a man of your honor and standing, I know that you are good for it, and just the mere words of your promising it is good enough for my ears.
Excellent. Go and enjoy yourself. By the way, I just did that math terribly. I was looking at the weekly cost. It's actually going to be 5 gold crowns per person, so it's going to be 5 by 5, 50 gold crowns is what you guys are going to be paid for the 2 weeks. Which you guys know is slightly better than the average mercenary going rate.
And it's still more than I make on the regular,
It's
so
more than it's more than you've seen in your entire life.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
So so is talking to that guy like that is like didn't actually mean that, did you?
Is he like an earshot of us?
No, I well before she said anything, she wanted to make sure he was
you
out of
guys
earshot
essentially
because-
walk back to.
Yeah.
You guys see that as the winners, they have set up a pavilion for you, and there's food, and there's drink, and you guys now have groupies.
So I look at Frag and I'm like, as a bastard, nobility to me pretty much is beneath me because I don't adhere to that bullshit. I don't care about the whole pecking order thing. If there was a man that did deserve the honorific of some bootlicking, that would be the one. So he has earned the honor for me to at least nod my head and say thank you for something that he just did for us.
Oh, okay.
Basically, like if you found a really good loaf of bread, and you know, that's what he means to me.
Oh, okay. So don't try to steal from that guy.
No, he has plenty to spare, but
Okay. I'm just trying to remember and make sure I yeah. Nice. That guy's
we need
nice.
a code.
Got
Let's
it.
see. I said we need a code.
Right, so you guys can discuss
when
the
you wanna
code.
So when you want to steal something, you just mention it, and I'll either give you a nod or a head shake. But we got to come up with a code word.
Okay. Okay.
Cod piece.
Codpiece. There you go. If you ever see something you want and you're not sure the danger behind it, say codpiece, and I'll either nod or and run the distraction with mid as per whatever is required.
Oh, okay. I like it.
I like it. So, at this point, Sir Dane, your former knight, walks up to you, and he says, "And that is exactly why I said you do just fine running your own mercenary house. But was it really necessary
To beat him with my shield?
to beat him to death with your shield?"
Did he actually die?
He says, "Actually, I'm going to roll one last d10, and I will let you know if he died or not." No. He actually managed to get some work, but he's going to be out of commission for a while. Conveniently, again, because someone was awesome and bought me the book. I don't know who that
could have been.
But a major torn muscle injury will take 30 minus his toughness bonus days, so it's 27 for him to start being able to use the limb at all, and then another 27 for it to completely heal. So he's out of action for 2 months, more or less.
I'm a
If it
low-born
doesn't
bastard. If I wasn't accumulating enemies since the day I was born, I would care. It's just one more person on the wall that wants to shoot me.
So he says, yeah. To give you an idea, he's like he's going to be out of commission for a couple months. You just cost Green Mountain money in maester bills and in an injured man.
I look at him, I'm like, was it necessary? No, not at all. But would I have made a name for myself in such a fashion if I hadn't? I mean,
You did good.
Everyone here knows who we are
good.
now.
I heard that he's paying you 50 gold crowns for the round trip. Make sure that you equip your men in such a way that they will be ready for whatever dangers they meet on the road, whether they're accustomed to it or not.
Of course.
My
money is their money.
If you ever need any advice, I'll be here. Send me a raven.
I look at Frag real quick. Can I go codpiece? I shake my head no.
So Sir Dane looks at Sir Dane
It's,
looks at you, uncertain what that was, but decides it's better if he doesn't know.
It's like, have you heard of these, can't my lord? Mercenaries can't.
Fair. Oddly enough, there is a language in the game called Battle Tongue, which will allow you to say more things during combat if you learn it.
And the enemy won't know what the hell we're talking about.
Guys, so that is actually the end of our very first session of Unfortunate Sons. Thanks. So I hope you guys had some fun. I hope the people watching enjoyed the game.
I had a blast.
For next week, where the game will be starting is as you guys pack up and get ready to guide the wagons. What we're going to be doing off screen is I want you guys to give me your shopping lists and stuff like that. Discuss what you want to purchase as far as gear. That way we don't have to actually do it and take up any screen time.
The only problem behind that is we don't have mid to haggle.
We can roll haggle rolls.
But it's mid. He has to perform for us.
Probably the less I let mid talk, the better for the merchants of the area. So we'll be handling that next week. So channel announcements. Thursday night we have Good Boys at 8 p.m. Eastern, where we will see the Good Boys continue with their heist on the First Choice Holdings Bank. Maybe we'll finally get to see Johnny show tags why they're not useful in Ariadne. Friday at 7:30 Eastern, we will actually be doing a cast and crew Valheim. Any of you guys going to be able to show up for that?
I'll definitely be there, brother.
Yeah, I'll try.
See if I don't have Valheim, so I'll have to look getting it.
Yeah, it's real fun. Did you want me to make a completely new character to bring along,
make a new character, name it Frag, so that everybody knows who you are on screen? And we'll be messing around. We'll be using the same server that we used last time, and the hope is that we'll be able to somehow in 4 hours go from killing the Elder, Eikthyr, which we did last time, to killing the Elder. We'll see if we can bum rush him. And that's it. Guys, again, thanks so much for following. For those of you who don't know, we did in fact hit 100 followers today, which means you'll be seeing some exciting new stuff as far as possible merch ideas and things of that nature. With all that being said, good night, Gracie.
Good night, guys.